Ragazzi, we're back with another World Cup update, this time on Saturday, November 26th. Lots of games to get into this one. We're going to start with this one. Tunisia versus Australia. Australia win 1-0 in this game. Starting first, Tunisia. Right center back, Dylan Braun. He played 73 minutes in this one, completed 79% of his passing, which was okay. He had 62 touches in this one, was dispossessed twice. He was also slightly at fault, I wouldn't say at fault for the goal that Australia scored, but he mistimed his jumping in. It was unfortunate the ball went right over his head, getting him to tap in for a goal. So he gets deducted points for that. He did win 50% of his tackles, ground and aerial duels as well. So he gets a lower rating in this one for me. As I mentioned, I'm going to give him a rating of 6.5 out of 10 in this one. Now, first video, we didn't talk about Australia because they didn't start Rustic and Karacic, but you play the two Serie A players, and all of a sudden Australia wins. Recipe for success. Rustic played 26 minutes in this one, 86% passing. He had 18 touches of the ball, dispossessed one time, whoop-de-doo. He had one clearance, one interception, one recovery. Not very good on the ground duels, one in this one. I'm going to give him a rating of 6 out of 10 in this one. It was okay performance by Rustic. Moving over to Fran Karacic, he did get the start in this one, played 75 minutes. He had 3 shots on goal, 1 chance created on 50 touches, 67% completion of his long balls. However, he did win 100% of his tackles, 3 clearances, 2 interceptions, 8 recoveries of the ball. It was beast defensively. And I think this is actually a really solid performance by Karacic, honestly. Big reason why Australia won. I'm giving him a rating of 8 out of 10 in this one. Moving on to Poland versus Saudi Arabia. Poland, former Team Serie A. They won 2-0 in this one. Some of the players that did not play for Serie A, Skorupski is one of them, as was Zerkowski and Zalewski. Zalewski did start in the last game, or did play 45 minutes in the last one, but did not play in this one. So let's move on to the players that did actually impact the game. It seems like when Arkadiusz Milik starts, Poland win, right? He didn't start the first game, they didn't win. He starts this one, Poland win the game here in this one. He played 71 minutes in this. He had 1 shot and 83% passing in the 71 minutes that he did play. He only had 23 touches of the ball and won 50% of his ground and aerial duels. It was okay performance by him. I'm going to give him a rating of 6.5 out of 10 in this one. Now moving on to their talisman, or one of their talisman, right? Lewandowski is obviously the talisman, but as is Piotr Zielinski. He played 63 minutes in this one, 1 shot on target, did get a goal. He completed 76% of his passes on 26 touches. Crossing wise, he was decent, 67%. 100% from long balls. He had 1 clearance, 3 recoveries, extremely poor on ground duels, though. He also won something only like 16% of his ground duels, so he's not going to get as good a rating as he did in the first game for me. We're going to give him a rating of 7.5 out of 10 in Poland's 2-0 victory. Now, Krzysztof Piątek did not play in the first game, but he did get into the game in this one. He played 19 minutes, 25% passing accuracy, not that good from the big man. Of his 8 touches, he was dispossessed once. He did recover the ball as well, but overall, very unimpactful. So I'm going to give the big man 6 out of 10 in this one. Moving on now to left back Bartosz Bereszyński. He played all 90 minutes in this one, 72% passing on 47 touches. He did complete 50% of his crosses, but he was 0% from tackles, 1 and long balls, which is very poor from the left back. Dispossessed twice, did get 2 clearances, 1 interception, 4 recoveries of the ball, won 50% of his ground and aerial duels, and overall decent performance by Bereszyński. I'm going to give him a rating of 6.5 out of 10 in this. Now, a player who I rated pretty high in the first go-around, kind of had a little bit of drop-off. I'm talking about Jakub Kiwior. Played 90 minutes in this one. Now, he had 83% passing on 47 touches. He was dispossessed once, had 3 clearances of the ball, 2 interceptions, but he was not successful in neither his ground nor aerial duels, which is shocking from a big defender like Kiwior. So that's going to hurt him in his ratings. I'm going to give him a rating of 6.5 out of 10. Moving on to Serie B player, Kamil Glik, who's someone we all know in Serie A. He played 90 minutes in this one. He had another fantastic performance, or a strong performance, I should say. Fantastic is a little strong. He was very good in this. 94% passing on 41 touches, pretty good. He completed 60% as a long ball playing defender, 3 clearances, 2 interceptions, won half of his aerial duels. I'm going to give Kamil Glik 7.5 out of 10 in this one. Last but not least, Wojciech Szczesny, again, played 90 minutes in this one. Obviously, he's a goalkeeper, right? He made 5 saves in this one, including an impressive double save off a penalty kick by Tech. Should we expect anything different from Wojciech Szczesny? He is the master when it comes to defending penalty kicks. We've seen it in Serie A over and over again. We've seen it for Poland as well. He completed 55% passing in this one on 46 touches, had 8 recoveries of the ball. I mean, overall, this was a stellar performance, a masterful performance by Wojciech Szczesny. I'm sure Juventini are saying, we know this. This is what this guy brings every week, right? I'm going to give him 9 out of 10 with this fantastic performance defensively. Saudi Arabia brought it in this one. Statistics may not show, but it seemed like Saudi Arabia had majority of the possession. They seemed to dominate at times, and Wojciech Szczesny was up to the challenge every single time. So, yeah, Fantastic performance by the big guy. All right, let's move on to another game. France versus Denmark. Some Serie A players in this one. France win 2-1 in this. Let's start with the man of the hour. Huge performance last game, Adrien Rabiot. He played 90 minutes in this one. He had 4 shots, one fantastic attempt that nearly scored. Would have been a goal of the tournament had he scored it. 93% passing, which is really good. He did create a chance on goal. He was 100% on long balls again. He's been really good on the long balls in this tournament so far. I think he's been perfect on all his long balls thus far. He was dispossessed twice in this game. He won 50% of his tackles, had 2 clearances, 2 interceptions, 6 recoveries of the ball. Overall, a good performance, but he didn't score in this one, didn't get an assist, and kind of at fault at one of the goals. Poor marking on Denmark's goal. So that's going to knock his score back a little bit, but he's still pretty good in this game. 7.5 out of 10 from me. Another toast of the town in the last game, Olivier Giroud. He only played 62 minutes in this one. He had 2 shots on 73% passing from 18 touches. He did have 1 clearance and 1 ball recovery, but a shockingly poor 25% of his aerial duels were won. Very unlike Olivier Giroud to not win the headers. Ultimately, no goals in this game, no assists as well. So I'm going to give him a rating of 6.5 out of 10 in this. Rounding it out for France, Theo Hernandez. Theo Hernandez was his typical Theo Hernandez self once again. He played all 90 minutes in this. He had 1 assist to Kylian Mbappe on 89% passing accuracy. He created 5 chances in this game. He had an XA. We also talk about XG, but XA expected assist of a 0.46. Pretty good. He was perfect from tackles 1 and crosses in this. All of this on 87 touches of the ball. Completed 67% of his long balls as well as 3 clearances. I'm going to give Theo Hernandez 9 out of 10 in this one. Moving on to Denmark, Simon Kjær did not play in this one, so the only person we have to worry about is Joachim Mæhle. Played all 90 minutes, had a shot on goal, 87% passing on 61 touches. He completed 0% of his dribbles and crosses in this one. Very poor from Mæhle. He completed 50% of his long balls. He was dispossessed once. He won 40% of his tackles in this game. 2 clearances, 1 interception, 3 recoveries of the ball. He also won 50% of his aerial duels. I'm going to give him a 6.5 out of 10. And the last matchup of the day is Argentina versus Mexico. Argentina went 2-0. So let's look at the Serie A players involved for both these teams. First, let's start with Lautaro Martinez. He was kept regularly in check in this one. That wasn't as involved as he was in the first game against Saudi Arabia. It seemed like Argentina's offense really kicked it up another gear once he came off the pitch as opposed to when he was on. He was taken off in the 63rd minute, had 1 shot in the game through 53% passing. Of that, he had 14 touches of the ball, offside once, dispossessed once. He had 2 recoveries of the ball and was only won 25% of his aerial duels. Lautaro Martinez, even though he's a small guy, he's very good on the headers. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 in this. Now, a player for Argentina who did start last game, played last game, Leandro Paredes. He did not play in this one, so we're going to move on to Angel Di Maria. The spark plug played 69 minutes in this one, had an assist on Messi's goal, the game winner. He completed 83% of his passes, created a lot of chances in this, all on 39 touches. Now, from crossing aspect, he wasn't very good, only 20% completed, but he did win 67% of his ground duels in this game. Again, he was very lively in this game, and he is by far the second best player on the pitch after Lionel Messi. I'm going to give Angel Di Maria a rating of 8 out of 10 in this game. Once again, Paulo Dybala did not play, and you start to wonder, will he fit in on this Argentine team? I mean, we saw Fernandez with a fantastic goal making a claim on why he should start. This is going to get interesting here. We're going with Argentina because Dybala is obviously talented, but there's a lot of talent in Argentina. I mean, it's good for him health-wise because he gets to stay healthy, but he's not getting into this lineup because this is a very good team. This is arguably a better team than the team that went to in 2014 when they went to the finals. So we shall see if he gets in or not, but I digress. Let's move on to Mexico, and Chucky Lozano is where we're going to start in this one. Chucky had a considerably lesser game than he did in the last game. Played 73 minutes in this one. Only had 1 shot, 43% passing or something to that effect. 0 chances created on 23 touches. He was offsides once, was dispossessed once as well. Kept rather largely in check by the Argentine defense. Mexico really needed him in this game. Vega played really well, but Lozano did not. In the game this mattered a lot to Mexico. Didn't hurt them, but it did matter a lot. Chucky came up short. I'm going to give him a rating of 5.5 out of 10. The only other Serie A player for Mexico is Johan Vazquez. He did not play once again. So that is all the Serie A players from Saturday, November 26th. Tell us what your thoughts are in the comments below. And of course, you want to keep up to date with all the World Cup updates. Make sure you click on the video right here. Keep up with all the updates from the World Cup, and we'll catch you on the next video.